Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another PlayStation 5 review. Today's review is for Cyberpunk 2077. Wow, what a ride this game has been on, what a rollercoaster ride it has been on since its release. I think it's well documented what a rocky ride it has certainly been for Cyberpunk 2077 when it was released. God, when was it now? Feels like so long ago. We don't need me to go over here everything that CD Projekt Red got wrong on the release of this game. They got an awful lot wrong, and they've admitted that themselves. It's put a lot of people off this game, I think, and it'll probably won't go down as the classic it possibly is meant to be in a lot of people's eyes. Now, I played this on release on the PlayStation 4, and there is a review up on the channel, and I do stand by that review. I didn't have a particularly awful experience playing that game on the PlayStation 4. Yes, there was bugs, but I'm quite a tolerant gamer, and I have completed Cyberpunk previously twice. Once as the Nomad, once as the Corpo, and I've been playing it now for about 25 hours as a street kid now on the PlayStation 5. So my first playthrough was on a PlayStation 4 as a Nomad. My second playthrough was on PlayStation 5 in regards to backwards compatibility. So it was still PlayStation 4, but I played it on PlayStation 5, and that was the Corpo. And this is the PlayStation 5 free upgrade. And if any of you out there aren't sure, if you already own a copy of Cyberpunk 2077, the upgrade is absolutely free, which is great. And they just dropped it on us last week. I was expecting it, obviously, at some point this year, about Easter time, something like that. And then they just dropped the trailer and then dropped the free upgrade. And I was absolutely delighted with that. So I went straight in, upgraded the game to PlayStation 5 and started playing it almost immediately. Now, there has been a lot of well-documented changes and upgrades to the game after the most recent patch and the upgrade. They have certainly tweaked the game in regards to so many areas, really. I mean, graphically, for me, I thought the game looked good on PlayStation 4. Obviously, the bugs and stuff put a lot of people off. Now, on a PlayStation 5, it looks magnificent, I think. I mean, truly beautiful to look at. You've got two modes to play it on. You've got your performance, and then you've got the 30 frames per second mode, if you like, as well. This is on performance mode on PlayStation 5. One of my biggest complaints that I had when I played this on PlayStation 4 was the lack of immersion, I suppose, in the sense of there was a real lack of crowds and cars and things like that. I mean, and at times it felt like you were driving around a ghost town almost, Night City. And for me, it always should have felt to be overpopulated and crammed almost. And while it's not there yet, I don't think, the game is a vast improvement, I think, in regards to how the city is populated. There seems to me, anyway, to be far more people on the streets and far more cars and vehicles on the road. So they've definitely upgraded that in regards to the PlayStation 5. I personally think that, as I've said it, I think the game looks absolutely stunning now. And categorically, after playing this game now for about 25 hours on the PlayStation 5, I've not had any bugs or any crashes. So for those of you out there who have been wondering if you should be jumping into this game now, they have, over the last 12 months or so, done a lot of patches, done a lot of upgrades, a lot of stability fixes, all this kind of stuff, and it's been gradually improving on the last gen consoles. On the current Gen 1 now on the PlayStation 5, I think it is getting very, very close to what they envisaged the game to be, and what you could argue, advertised the game to be. For me, though, I do honestly think this is one of the strongest role-playing games out there. It's really, really fantastic to play. I do think they've improved a lot of things. The driving has definitely been improved. While I didn't dislike the driving on the previous PlayStation 4 version, it felt a bit glidey, and They didn't really feel very responsive, and now with the new controller on the PlayStation 5 and the cars, they do feel more, I don't know, a bit stiffer. They handle a little bit better. So I'm really, really pleased about that. The driving is certainly improved, but it's, you know, it's not to driving sim standards, but it is definitely an improvement on what it was before. The shooting I've always thought was excellent. I mean, there is a wide array of weapons to choose from and buy and pick up from enemies in the games, all that kind of stuff. And I think the shooting is absolutely brilliant. You've got your perks and your skill trees. You've got your perk tree and your attribute points. They've kind of changed that about ever so slightly. They've got rid of some of the perks and attributes that weren't of any use really, so they kind of slimlined it down a little bit, because it did feel a little bit too much before in regards to the perks and all that kind of stuff. It felt like some of them were just pointless, so there is a few changes there, nothing drastic, but it will allow you to tweak what kind of character you want to play as. Do you want to be a shooter? Do you want to be a brawler? Or whatever you want to be, a stealth player, a tech player. You can decide how you want to play this game and indulge that if you like. The crafting and stuff is all there still in the game. And now I did quite enjoy the crafting aspect of the game. I always have, you know, collecting the resources and then crafting my own weapons and ammunition and all that kind of stuff. I quite liked it, and the clothes options, there are so many in the game in regards to picking up clothes from obviously enemies on the floor and also buying them from certain shops and things like that. The eating and drinking mechanic, again, feels a bit pointless. It's always felt pointless, but you can go into a bar and order a drink and all that kind of stuff, and most of the time it will just sit in your menu, and it doesn't really seem to do anything when you drink them, all that kind of stuff. It does seem a little bit of a pointless mechanic. I think some of the stuff, I think they've put too much time and effort into, and I think they need to focus a little bit more on the core of the game, the role-playing aspect of the game. For me, I do honestly think Cyberpunk is one of the best role-playing experiences over the last few years. A lot of people have obviously been put off because of the bad press it's been getting and the really terrible way that they released the game. It is now, I think, at a stage where anybody can play this now on a current console, and I think really enjoy it. I mean, if you haven't been playing it already and you don't have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or anything, it is very playable on the PlayStation 4 as well. I mean, I have been playing it on the PlayStation 4 now. Like I say, I've completed it twice already on a PlayStation 4, and I never really had any massive major issues, and I enjoyed both playthroughs. This time round, honestly, on the PlayStation 5, I'm enjoying my playthrough even more. Yes, you know, it's still not the game they advertise, in the sense of you can choose the 3 paths when you start the game, and other than like an introduction into the game, it doesn't really feel like it affects the game at all in regards to what choice you choose. That feels a little bit fake, how they kind of gave us them 3 choices, and other than a few options in dialogue now and again, depending on which path you choose, it doesn't seem to make any difference at all. But if you're looking to jump into Cyberpunk, this is really the time to do it. I'm having a ball again on the 3rd time of playing through this. The shooting is on point, the role playing is on point. The missions and some of the side missions, you know, they're famed for doing absolutely such a brilliant job, CD Projekt Red, with that side of thing. There's some really great missions, and very memorable missions here, and it's a good lengthy game that you're going to get an awful lot of value in as well. So I would definitely strongly recommend picking this one up, guys, as and when you get the opportunity. It's a free upgrade, as I've said, and you're going to get so much time and enjoyment out of this game. So I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. It is time to give this one a go, guys. If you've been avoiding it, you can pick it up on the cheap now, and you'll get your free upgrade and all that kind of stuff, and I promise you will enjoy it, because it is a really wonderful role-playing game, with loads more updates still to come. So yes, pick it up, guys. I promise you'll enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed this revisited review, I suppose, because I have reviewed it already. And don't forget to call back on the channel for plenty more content, loads of reviews, top 10 lists, gameplay videos, you name it, loads of content on the way. And I thank you very much for watching.